Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have Dave's Hot Chicken. They built a Dave's Hot Chicken in my area and I am thrilled. This is my second time getting it. The first day I got it, I went opening day at dinner time. Why did I do that? I don't know. But I waited like an hour and a half inside for my food, but it was so worth it. It was so good. But this time I just did a pickup order on the app. When they first opened, they didn't have the app like connected with this location, so you couldn't do online pickup orders. I think they said they were waiting for like some kind of technology to work in their store, but we did an online order and I cannot wait. This is like the best chicken, so I definitely think this is better than like Cane's. It's so good. They have different spice levels. They tied this good. They have all different spice levels. I like the medium. I think the medium is like the perfect amount of spice and it has great flavoring. And then we're also just going to talk about some life updates, and I went on a trip recently. We'll talk about that. I'm gonna like break my nails trying to open this. I don't want to like rip the bag though, so then I can put my leftovers back in the bag to take home. There we go. These nails come in handy sometimes. So, I didn't know you could get a big cup of Dave's sauce, which this was $2, I believe, which is such a good deal because the little packets are 50 cents. And there's not much in like those packets. So we got a big cup of Dave's sauce. I love getting a big cup of sauce. And then we have some pimento cheese, mac and cheese. So freaking good. Okay, one of these is for my boyfriend. What is this? Oh, like a holiday game thing? You got a hot tender and a medium tender. So we're gonna set that to the side. And then I got some honey, which honey is so good with it too. So here is my order. I get the number 3. The number 3 is my favorite because you got a tender and a slider, so you get a little bit of both, and the slider is so good, and so are the tenders. The tenders are huge. Like if I got 2 tenders, honestly, I don't even think I could eat all of that. It's a big tender, especially with the fries and everything. Look at that though. And then the mac and cheese will just set right in here. Let's open up this big cup of sauce. Wow, I did not know you could get a big cup of sauce here. Okay, thumbnail time. We are gonna dunk this tender. Dunk it really good. Okay, let's take our first bite. So good. The seasoning is so flavorful. And I don't think the medium is really spicy. It just has like a good spice to it, but it's not necessarily spicy. If that makes sense. So good. So I just ran inside of Home Goods and I got some wrapping paper so I can start wrapping all my Christmas presents, because if I don't wrap my Christmas presents, I'm gonna want to give them to the person early. I'm so bad with like gifts. I just want to tell everyone what I got them. So that's why I can just tell you guys, because most of my family and friends don't really watch my videos. I think a few of my friends do, but oh, this mac and cheese is so delicious. Yum. So creamy and soft. But I got the cutest wrapping paper, which I'm glad I went early because the cute wrapping paper always sells out by time it gets closer to Christmas. But I got such cute wrapping paper. And now I'm just waiting for the gifts all to come in the mail. I pretty much ordered everything online. I still want to order a couple more things, but pretty much I'm done shopping, which is pretty good because it's still the beginning of December. So look at me, ahead of the game. But my boyfriend and I got back from Punta Cana a couple weeks ago, and I haven't done a video talking about it, so I thought we'll talk about it in this video. So it was my first time in Punta Cana ever, and sadly we didn't have like the best experience at our resort. Everyone else we talked to coming home on the plane, they all said they loved it, like they had the best service, everyone was so nice. So I think it was like our resort, but we still had a great time. We were laughing the whole time. We still had fun. It was great hanging out with Gabby, my friend, which I just watched her mukbang the other day, and she was explaining how we were getting scammed and stuff, and I was cracking up. Like, it's funny to look back on. Like, it's not like we were miserable there at all. Like, we still had a great time, and it was just funny. So starting off, I need the heat back on. It's cold out. So we get there around noon on Friday, which I thought that's perfect. We left Cleveland at like 5 a.m. So we had to drive up to the airport at like 3 in the morning. I picked the flights because then we got there at 12. We would still have the whole day to like beach and tan and everything. But we got there and we're trying to check into our room and they just keep saying it's not ready yet. So we just like walk around the resort. We're still in like our airport clothes because they took our luggage. So I'm like hot in my leggings and whatnot. It wasn't even too hot. It was just like humid and super cloudy. So we're just hanging out at the lobby bar, just getting some drinks and chilling. And then we go back like an hour later. We're like, is it ready yet? They still say no. It was like a mess in the lobby. Like, you could tell they were like not knowing what was going on. A bunch of people were like, when's our room gonna be ready? And they just had like a huge stack of paperwork. It wasn't even really like a lobby. It was just like a room with a table in the middle of the room with like a computer and, no joke, like stacks of papers up to here. So they seemed very unorganized. So we stayed at Majestic Colonial. That's what it was. But we paid for a beachfront room, a walkout beachfront room, which costed more money. So now it's like 5 o'clock, okay? We are getting super fed up. We're like, where's our room? We're wasting like our whole day waiting for our room. Like, we want our room so we can change and, you know, like shower, rinse off from flying for like 7 hours or however long it was. They tell us our room will be ready in 24 hours. There was a problem with the room. Sounds like bugs. When there's like bugs in a room, usually it takes 24 hours to clean it and spray it and get the bugs out. And we're saying like there was no electrical problem in our specific room. Like, you guys are lying. Like, it was definitely bugs. They're like, we will give you this room. It's on the family side, which we want. We paid for the adult side. So they put us on the family side in this room, which the room was nice, but like it's not what we paid for, and they refused to refund us, so we never got a refund. They said we'll give you a $200 credit for a massage as in our refund, which they should have owed us like $1,000. And one massage was $200, so we both couldn't even get a massage. But I don't like massages anyways, so I was like, whatever. Like, my boyfriend happily used the massage. I hate massages, so I think they just hurt. Like, I don't like random people touching me. I don't know. And my body isn't stiff. Like, I'm loosey-goosey, so I don't need a massage. So that's how it started out. And then they came up to my room because they knew we were fed up. They came up to our room and made me sign a form saying while I was there, I wasn't allowed to post on social media negatively about the resort while I was there. Well, I'm not there anymore. So that's how it started off. So it didn't even start off good. We never got our room and they refused to refund us. So that was how it started. Then on the beach every day, no joke, every 2 minutes someone was coming up to you trying to sell you stuff. Even inside of the resort, not just at the beach. Inside of the resort, like you're just like walking around to the buffet or this and that, and they were coming up to you trying to sell you everything. It was really annoying. I've never been to a resort like that where they are just like bothering you 24/7 trying to sell you stuff. But on the beach, it was really bad. So someone comes up to us and is trying to sell us excursions, which we're like, okay, yeah, let's do some excursions. The weather was pretty crappy, so you couldn't really get a tan. It sadly rained every single day. It was like cloudy every single day. So we're like, if we can't get a tan, let's just do excursions every day. We booked a deep sea fishing trip, and before we scheduled it, I said, like, how bad are the waves? I get extremely car sick. Like, are the waves crazy? And he was like, no, that you drive an hour out and you take a boat out in the Caribbean Sea, so there's no waves. It's flat. And I was like, oh, okay, so it's like just like a giant lake. Like, it won't be bad. We get out there and the waves are huge. Like, so bad. Me and Gabby were sick the whole time, and we took nausea medicine. These waves were like crashing, and I am not a great swimmer, especially in the ocean. Like, that scares me. The ocean scares me. These waves were hitting us so hard, like it felt like our boat was gonna tip. Even my boyfriend was like, oh boy, like this isn't gonna be good. And he asked the guy if we had life jackets. We didn't even have life jackets on the boat. You might not tip over, but what if you do? Like, you shouldn't tip over, but if you do, like, we need life jackets, and there was no life jackets. So then the whole time I was just sitting there so anxious because I'm not a good swimmer. If I fell off this boat, because I was like leaning off the side of the boat getting sick. If I fell off the boat, I would be done. Like, these waves were crazy. So my boyfriend asks him, what? Oh, is this the Caribbean Sea? Where are we? And he's like, oh no, this is the Atlantic Ocean. Waves are crazy. And we're like, are you serious? So the guy lied to us. The next morning, we wake up early for our next tour. We were supposed to be swimming with sharks, and I've always wanted to swim with sharks. Sharks, to me, are so beautiful, and they really fascinate me. So when he sold it to us on the beach, he's like, oh yeah, there's dolphins you could swim and take pictures with. There's sharks, they'll come up and kiss you on the cheek. There's about 10 sharks, they're all different sizes. And I was like, how do we know they won't bite us? And the guy is just full on lying to me, all of us. And he's saying how they feed the sharks beforehand so they're not hungry, like they won't, there's never been any injuries. And there's also a sea lion. He hyped this up, and he saw how excited I was about the sharks, so he kept lying about the sharks. We drive like 45 minutes so early to this tour. We get there, and there's so many kids. Like 5-year-olds. And the workers are talking, like, you're gonna swim with the dolphins. The dolphins will come and kiss you on the cheek. And we're like, wait, so are there no sharks? And the worker literally laughed. They're like, oh no, they scammed you on the beach. There is no sharks. Like, you can't swim with sharks. Like, looked at us like we were crazy. And we're like, are you serious? That's why we came here. So we just went back. We got back on the bus and just went right back. We didn't even do it. And oh, another thing. So with that same dude, we also booked a party bus, like catamaran tour. So that was supposed to leave at 12. And then we were supposed to be back at like 11 after this dolphin shark tour. And then when we get there, they said it was 4 hours. So we were not even gonna make it back in time for the catamaran tour. We would have gotten back at like 2 o'clock. So we wouldn't have even made the party bus that we already paid for to this guy. So we're mad. We leave this dolphin tour And we get on the bus, drive all the way back. We already wasted like 2 hours of our morning just going there and going back. Probably longer, honestly. And I have the guy's WhatsApp who sold us the tour, and I texted him and I'm like, hey, we want to book zip lining. Will you be on the beach today? And he's like, yes, I will come to the beach. So we get him to come to the beach. And my boyfriend got our money back. He told the guy how he scammed us, this and that, and he was like, no, I didn't. He opened up the excursion book and he points at a seal. He's like, that's a dolphin. And we're like, that is not a dolphin. We know you know that's not a dolphin too. And then the guy like kind of was like laughing, and then we're like, give us our money back. And he wouldn't. So they heard us like arguing with this man, and someone called the police there, and the police come. They have like shades on, like they just look so cool in their like fancy outfits. They come, and I had to Google Translate what was going on to the guy, and the guy literally, the police, there was 2 of them, they were on our side. They yelled at the guy and they're like, give them their money back. So as soon as the police came over, he had the guy refund us because we didn't do the tour. We paid for the fishing tour because we did do that, but the other ones we did not do, and he lied to us about them. So we got a refund because we felt so scammed. So if you're going there, or like any country that's like a resort like that with the people trying to sell you stuff, just make sure it's legit. Yeah, we felt so lied to. And then we also, 3 out of 5 of our group got food poisoning from the buffet. They would cross-contaminate everything, you guys. Like they had all these slabs of raw like pork chop, and then someone would come up and be like, can I get a burger? And they would use the same tongs and like give them a piece of burger meat and make them a burger. Like they were cross-contaminating everything. And then all the restaurants at night that you had to make reservations to, besides 2, the French and the hibachi place were okay, but the other restaurants were just leftovers from the buffet. The food hurt my stomach immediately. The buffet food did. Like it felt like I got like punched in the stomach, and like it wasn't from like drinking either. Like it was instantly after eating the food. I'm so happy we have my tray back. But so that was like the cons of the resort and what happened. We obviously just had not the best time at the resort. Oh, and they walk around and then they'll have you scan this QR code, which Gabby did it. I just said no. They had her write a good review for this dance class that they do at the resort that no one was doing, and they had Gabby write a good review for it. Like they came up to her and like forced her to do it, where I just was like ignoring, because like I'm not just gonna write a good review. So I think that's how they have so many good reviews, because the resort's like a 4.6 star or something, and all the reviews say like the same thing, like outstanding views, this and that. So it seems like it's like robot reviews. But we still had a good time. We really did. And we got to meet a friend that I followed on social media for a while. Her name's Spicy Cat, if you guys know her. She does food content on TikTok. And she just invited us because she said she knows we like to travel and stuff, and she'd love to meet us. So I had the invitation on my fridge, and when Gabby was over in Ohio visiting and staying with me, she saw the invitation and she's like, oh my god, I got invited too, like let's go. And her wedding was beautiful. It was right there on the beach. They had weddings there actually like all day, every day. There was another wedding one of the days, and the girl had a purple dress. That's the first time I've ever seen like a wedding dress not be white. I think Trisha Paytas' wedding dress was black, I think. But I liked how it was different like that. But it was my first beach wedding, and her wedding was so beautiful. She looked so good. It was so nice to meet her too. Another friend from social media, and I've always thought about having a beach wedding, so it was cool to see one for the first time too, because that's always what I've thought I wanted to do. But sometimes I think maybe like I want one in a cute little barn that's lit up with a bunch of fairy lights. I like that style too. And then I also like the style just like outside or like with mountains, like in Colorado or something. I'm not really sure exactly what I want to do yet, but I always thought I wanted a beach wedding, and with it being like super hot and humid, everyone was sweating so bad, like the men in their long suits and stuff, which obviously if you're on the beach you're gonna be super sweaty, but I don't know what kind of wedding I'll want, but it was so beautiful. I was crying. And the weather, the sun was shining for her wedding too. It was not raining during her wedding. The sun was shining. Everyone looked so pretty. Her dress was gorgeous too. She had like sleeves, which I love the sleeves. I've never really seen that before, and I love that. I would love to do a destinational wedding, but I don't know. Then I feel like some of my family members wouldn't be able to be there, and it would just be like harder and obviously more expensive for everyone to go. So I don't know. Maybe I would just do it locally, or in the mountains in Colorado. But that's still destinational. That's the same thing. I don't know. We'll think of that when the time comes. I don't have a ring yet, so. But guys, I am full. This was so yummy. I hope you enjoyed this little story time mukbang. I feel like it's been a while since I've done like a full story time video. But yeah, that was my last trip experience. Definitely some funny stories, so I wanted to share it with you guys. But we still had fun, and it's something to laugh and look back on, and just like how we got scammed so bad, like, But I love you all so much. I hope you're all staying warm, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.